So let us look at the Redux store that we were building. So basically first week in the index.js, we create a store and pass the reducer, and then we need to pass the store as a provider context to the app. Okay, so basically we need to I just gave it a name reducer here. So we already seen the action reducer and all, what is there in that, and then the provider. So now we need to pass this provider with the store. Then we go to the app.js. Couple of things that we need to do here is I've created a form, okay, which is going to take just two values here. Now you must be pretty familiar with these things, and I've given a contact name. And as you all seen, that I have done the mapping of map state to props. If I want that store change to come back, so I'm getting it back as contacts here. And this one map dispatch to props. Basically what I'm doing here is I have these actions here. So I just have one method. Okay, let's keep it simple. Create contact. I'm importing star as create contact. I'm importing those all the methods in that, which currently is a single method here. And then I am mapping it. So what I'm saying is I'm saying create a local prop based method called as create contact, takes one parameter and dispatch it to the action dot create contact. Action, now I have imported a star contact, and this is so to reduce the confusion, maybe we can do later, we'll change that later, create contact, and we're going to pass a parameter contact here. So now let's do that, exactly that. So when I do a handle submit, I have not done any changes here. So what I'll do is I'll first add this to a temporary variable, let contact 11. What I'm doing is I'm creating a temporary variable called name, and I'm taking this rep, the value of the input and the phone number. Okay, once I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set state to contacts. I have a state here, please notice here I just have a single state here, contacts. I'm going to pass this array to my Redux store. Okay, that's my final aim. So I have this local variable, and then I assign it to this contact store, this state array. And then finally what I do is I dispatch this contact 11 to, I have to dispatch this contacts to the this.state.contacts. Either I can pass the contact 11 or any of the, so what I'll do is I'll just pass the contact 11, and this should get added over there. Now this contact 11, I just given it a name because there are too many contact variables here. I just gave it something called as contact 11, and it's nearing almost 11 p.m. so just kidding. So this dot props create contact. So this dot props create contact is going to call this basically this method, and this is going to kick the action dot dispatch. Okay, action dot method, and it is going to dispatch it to the reducer. Alright, and then we have connected all of this using the export default connect. So now let's run this once, save all of this and see. So we have this contact name rendered here, say, and we will call 123. Let's create a couple of more variables. The thing is, what we have done is we have storing it to the store, but we are not withdrawing. Okay, so let us get the data back. So how is the data coming back? In contacts. So this is the one which we can use here. So what I'll try to do is I'll also try to parallelly in the submit, I will say this dot props dot contacts. Okay, so now this is going to hit this, and this is going to return the state every time it changes. So let's do a quick save all. So it's created an empty object array. I'm going to add one. It's added Ravi. So it's added the second object too. And now if I add, so that's going to be the fourth object which is got added. So now what you're seeing here guys, what you're seeing here is, let me check the fourth object. There is a bit of a lag here. So it's getting added eventually, but so there is some amount of time lag here. It's a few milliseconds that we can do using a get callback or set timeout. So basically what you're seeing here is not a local state, okay? This is coming from your Redux store. So this is the basic concept. So this is as simple as I have tried to make this example, because I have seen many places where people struggle to understand what is a Redux. So if you see here, this.props.context, I'm not passing anywhere, correct? I'm just running it free. How does it know? How does the component comes to know about this prop? Because this map state to props. And this one, I'm also adding set state context. So actually this is not even required actually. So now I can remove the state and just depend on the, earlier just to understand the account module we were using state. So now just to see this again. So the first round it doesn't create it. We'll fix that later. So it's adding the data here. So whatever data you're seeing over here is not the state data, okay? It is the not the state of the function. It is the property data of the Redux. Alright guys, so now park it over here and try to complete this. This is one of the major concepts. I hope you understood this. If you have any queries, do pass it via the QA. This is as simple as I have tried to explain what it is. So basically, once again, let's see that. So I have some actions here. I just created a method, simple method. It takes one parameter and it returns a JSON object type and contact one, which is an object, okay? And then I have a reducer here, which takes that action, checks whether if it is create contact, it is going to return. Now this, don't get confused over this. This is the spread operator. This is going to return the state, okay? And object.assign basically creates a new object and takes the value from this action.contact one and returns it back to us. Okay, so this also updates the object at the state level, at the Redux level. So this way you can also delete from a index. Okay, this is just one case. We can also have a delete method. We'll take a look at that later. Now the next one is we need to wire this all up in the index.js first. You first have to import the provider and create the store, and then embed that app inside the provider with the store. And also along with the store, you also have to connect it to the reducer. Okay, connect it to the reducer so that this store, any changes to this store will come through only this reducer. Now finally what we do here is we come over here to the app.js, and when we do this const map state to get the state from the Redux store, and then this is for dispatching the methods to the action and the reducers. So we create a dummy method here, proxy method here, create contact. It takes one parameter. Basically it is going to call the action method and pass this object to that, and when I click say dispatch, the reducer will get called. And you have to tie up all of this using this statement connect. Now another thing is we'll have to import connect, and once we do that, now what happens is all you have to do is this. You just call the this.props the create contact, the Redux method, pass the parameter, okay? Then rest of the thing is just like any UI method. So pause it over here, and I hope you have understood this Redux concept. Please pause it over here and complete this session. And as a practice, what I want you to do is I want you to change that account which you were saving in the state to a Redux store. Okay. Thank you.